All right, great. Everything is running. Everything is running smoothly. We can check on it by going to sudo systemctl status MongoDB. So now let's break it. Let's break it just for purposes of showing what happens when things go wrong and how to kind of troubleshoot things when they go wrong. So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm actually first going to grab the directory to my configuration file. And this is one of those things, please do not repeat what I'm doing now. This is just for demonstration purposes. Just saying. All right, so I'm gonna go in my configuration file and we have a couple of things here. That's what I want. I could have just copy and pasted that in, but that's fine. And I'm going here. And this is where everything lives. Basically, anything that our database needs to save, this is its directory, basically like the folder it uses, essentially. So let's go in there and let's list the things there are in here. And yeah, that seems important, right? So I'll exit out here to my home directory and I'm going to delete it. Again, do not repeat after me. And right, because I'm not doing this. Fine, I will do it with a sudo command. Okay, and it's gone, I think. Probably. Let's check on our MongoDB status. Okay, we have something. Failed. Okay, failed. All right, let's restart it. And go back to our status again. Okay, code exited, status 100. All right, so what did I actually just do? And let me put something back here because I want to create this again. I will create this again. Sudo make dir. Even though I just deleted that folder, that directory, I will make it again. Okay. MongoDB is saying something went wrong and it's giving us a status of 100. What do we do with that? Well, actually, we can do a lot with it. Again, Linux, not for the faint-hearted. With great power comes great responsibility. If we look back at the official directions and so on and so forth, besides whatever they give us, the directions they give us to install things, they also tell us a lot of other things. In things like, okay, some of these directories and permissions should be created for you by default, but depending on your Ubuntu version and your user permissions, some things might not be created automatically. So it says, oh, if you install through package manager, everything will be fine, should be fine. By default, it should be fine. But if your setting is, if your user settings are slightly different, we can get unexpected results. So one of the results that just simulated is when the directory where the whole database is going to live is created. So I removed it, but I created it again, right? Because we can go back into it again. And to show that, I'll say, okay, I'll go back into it again. And now we're within this directory, right? So I removed it, I created it, but what happens if I try to start it again? It should work, right? MongoDB. So let's start that, and we'll go back to the status. And no, we have an exit code of 100. It's trying to tell us something. What is it trying to tell us? Well, we don't know, or at least a beginner will not know. Again, not for the faint-hearted, that Linux. So we can search it. Let's open this up and let's go in here and say, okay, MongoDB, Ubuntu, status code 100. I guess we'll go with that. All right, incorrect file permissions. This is already giving us something. Oh, look, var lib MongoDB needs to have root permissions. All right, let's jump into here. So on and so forth, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. What it's telling us, what MongoDB is telling us, is like, hey, that folder is created where I need to keep the information. However, I need to have all access to it, like a super user access to it. And you have not given me that. You have not configured the Ubuntu operating system to give me that, basically like all permissions to do anything I want there. Maybe it didn't set automatically within the installation. Maybe you don't have the permission to do that. So what we'll do, I'll go back to a different and okay, I'll say, okay, so let's give MongoDB these permissions. And again, it says operation not permitted. Why? Because I'm not running it as a super user. Okay, seems like something happened, but let's see. So status still failed, right? So let's clear this up. But now let's start this again. And then we'll go back to status. And now we're back to running. Now, again, information overload, right? There's a lot to it. The key here is that Linux is not for beginners, and this is not a Linux course. It's not a database administration course, essentially. However, it's important to learn how to read errors, and trust me, I know it's hard because I've been there. And then how to work through them, how to pull the most information out of it, because they will happen. Errors will happen, and there's nothing you can do about that. The key here is keeping calm and working through that error rather than just saying like, okay, I cannot do this. This is impossible. Trust me, it's possible. You just gotta take one step at a time for that.